Hey guys, Jill here from Ask a Vet Tech. Today we're going to try to sprout some lentils and some green peas, split green peas, and see what happens. I have a homesteady friend that told me that she sprouts lentils for her chickens in the wintertime because they absolutely love it and they get a little bit green, a change up in their diet, and it's just really good for them. So we're going to give it a try. I'm using a quart-sized mason jar with a wide mouth. I used about a cup of lentils and a cup of the split peas in this process. And then I went to pour it into this jar and it was a disaster. The lentils went everywhere. So I recommend getting yourself a good funnel so that you can pour them into the jar. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can use a standard lid and ring, a nail and a hammer to poke holes in the lid that you already have. Use a piece of mesh or screen. This is just a piece of screen, and I just cut a hunk of it to fit over top of my mason jar. And then I shoved it down. I screwed the band on really tight so that it kind of creased it down in there. It gives it a way that it can allow air to go in and out of there. It doesn't make it super humid in there. Every day I wet the jar down and I rinsed off the beans and the peas and just tried to give them a little extra moisture. It is December here in Michigan, so it is winter and it is cold. We get very little sunshine. It's dark by 5 p.m. every night, and I just want to see if I could grow these. So I put them in my kitchen. The window is actually west facing, so it's not direct sunlight, and I just want to see if they'll grow. But I just got this pack of lentils for my friend, and then I looked to see how much lentils are, and I went to the Dollar Tree. A bag of them is $1.25. So if this works, this is going to be a very affordable little snack for my chickens. I don't know if you've priced mealworms lately, but they're really expensive. I just filled the jar, swooshed it around, got them nice and wet, drained the water, set them on their side. On day 2, I noticed all these little tiny sprouts coming up, and I was so stoked. I was like, oh my gosh, this is really going to work. I'm not sure if the green peas are actually going to sprout or not because they are a split pea. We'll see. I don't know. I just had these in my pantry, and I don't eat split pea soup. So far, they're not doing super great. The water is murky, and it just doesn't look nearly as clean as the lentils. The peas have not done anything yet, really. There might be one little sprout in there, but it's just not really doing anything. By day 6, I had quite a bit of growth in the lentils jar, and the peas not really doing much. Here is day 7 of the lentils. They grew from 1 cup to an entire mason jar full of sprouted lentils. And I wasn't sure if they were going to feel gross on my hand or not, but they're actually kind of dry, even though I just rinsed them a little while ago. So we'll see what happens, see if they like them. Now don't come at me for feeding my chickens on the ground. I have a lot of chickens, and if I tried to feed them all in a pan, there would be fighting. So I chose to just put them on the ground and see what happened. I also brought my scissors because my friend said, you're going to need scissors to get it out of the mason jar because it clumps like that. That clump is really hard to cut because it keeps scooting up in the jar. But I kept shaking it and cutting it, and eventually it all fell out. Come on! Ladies! Ladies! And this is what it looks like. It's actually so beautiful. Look at me, I grew something in the middle of the winter. And they actually seem to like it. The chickens didn't really want to come out because it's been so cold. We're in the negative temps right now. I have some that will not come out of the coop because it's cold and it's warm in the coop. They have fresh bedding in there. Why would they come out? Even Barry the turkey seemed to enjoy the lentils. So did it work? Yes, it did work. I will be doing this again, but maybe on a bigger scale, because if I can grow lentils that fast for my chickens at $1.25 for an entire bag, that's super cheap. This is a good protein source for them, and obviously they've got some greens. If I could have grew them a little bit longer, I think they would have enjoyed them more, but they were out of room in the jar. By the end of the day, all the lentils had been cleaned up, so I would say this is a win, and they do like them. Now for the peas, they turned into a sloppy, disgusting mess, and I ended up just throwing them away. I did not want to feed them to my chickens. They were fermented, but they had an odor to them, so I ended up discarding them, and I think the split peas were degraded by being split, and so I think that's why they didn't really grow very well. If you've got a little bit of time and you want a really great cheap snack for your chickens, give this a try, and it doesn't take much effort on your part. They seem to really love them. If you have any other cheap snacks that you grow or make for your chickens at home that are not just something you can purchase at the farm store, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to share this information with you guys, and I'd love to try it for myself. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, I'm here for you, you're here for your pets. Stay warm out there.